Welcome back to Your Commander Collects, and today we're going to take a look at McFarlane's DC Universe Killer Croc. Now, I really don't do a lot of McFarlane figs, especially the DC. Now, the only reason I like these bigger figs, and that's usually what I get, I think this is only my third one. And I'm not a big McFarlane fig fan. First, they're out of my 6-inch scale, and there's just a lot I really don't like about McFarlane figs. But I want to do this review with an open mind, and hope he's pretty good. I like the bigger figs because when a character is supposed to be big anyways, you can fudge it in with 6-inch or 7-inch. Pretty easy, either one. So he looks good. So far in the package, he looks really good. So let's get him open and see what we think about him. Alright, now that we got him out of the box, let's take a look at what he comes with. And ain't much. You get this stand, which honestly I'm glad he has, because yeah, there's a couple issues. I'll get to that in a minute. And then he comes with this card, which, yeah, that's kind of cool. It's got writing and stuff on the back. I haven't read it yet. But, it's okay. I'd rather had better accessories, but it is what it is. Now, him. Let's bring him up a little closer. Wow, there we go. And honestly, he looks fantastic. He looks great. That's one thing I will give McFarlane credit on, is with his figs, is a lot of them really look good. And this is no exception. This Killer Croc, looks fantastic. Great paint apps, great, he's a hefty boy too. He's a chunk of plastic for sure. But yeah, he looks great. I'm going to give credit where credit is due. Let's get that stand off a second and look at that head sculpt. And man, the paint details on these figs, on this one especially. And I'm going to give Todd all the credit in the world for that. Pants look good. Got a wash down there at the bottom. They look dirty, like he's been walking through the sewer. I mean, the paint is out of this world. And I'm going to give Todd all the credit for that. This guy looks great. Painted details on his arm bands there. I mean, man. Got that collar on there. Man, he's a good fig. He's a good looking fig anyways. And $40, he should be a good looking fig. I mean, that's a lot of money. Now, talking about price, he should have came with some extra hands. Maybe open hand for each side and a fist hand for each side. I'd have been happy with that, especially for $40. But honestly, the articulation on him isn't bad. It's very stiff. Very, very stiff. So yeah, that sucks. I can't really get him to turn too much. His arms ain't too bad. Oh my gosh, those are pretty stiff too. Not as bad as the waist, but this leg here is actually fairly loose. I mean, it just kind of, it'll stay up, but yeah, it's pretty loose compared to the rest of them. But he's something. I mean, I wish Marvel Legends could do this with their paint apps. I love Marvel Legends. That's my favorite lines to collect. Right up second, very close second, is the Joe Figures Classified series. And the classified series, they do a great job. Marvel Legends, I feel, just been slacking even worse and worse all the time. And with these price hikes, it's horrible. But, I don't know. A regular fig from McFarlane is, well, at my Walmart, he said they weren't going to go up. They were supposed to be $19.99 or whatever. But they're like $22 at my Walmarts when I see them. And they peg hang. They're peg warmers big time. The McFarlane figures. I never see any of these big guys like this, but the regular size DC figs just peg warm at my Walmart. But yeah, this guy looks good, and he feels good actually, except for that very tight waist joint. I mean, does he have a waist joint? Maybe that. Yeah, he does. But I don't know. You know what? Let's do some size comparisons. And then I'm going to get into the final thoughts because I have a few things I need to say. So, I'll be back in a moment. Alright, let's do some size comparisons. And like I said, I don't have hardly any McFarlane figs, so let's scoot him over. I do have one. I actually have 3 altogether, counting Killer Croc here and this other one I'm going to put in here. But I haven't reviewed him yet, so we're just going to go with this one. This is the only other McFarlane fig I got besides Killer Croc here. And see if I can get him to stand. That's one problem I always have with this guy. There we go. We actually did it. Let's get him back there a little bit. And yeah, Killer Croc's a little bit taller, not much. But there we go. He's a chunkier boy. He's a big boy. And he just looks awesome. That's why I got him. And I've had him for a little bit. He's the only McFarlane fig. I started getting into McFarlane DC figs when it first started. And then that's when I realized I just don't care for him that much. I know a lot of people do, and that's cool. People are different. You like what you like. Don't like what you don't like. It's all good. But in my opinion, I'm not a big McFarlane 7-inch scale fig fan, except for these big figs so far. I really do like them. But let's move him out of the way. Now, I'll bring him up a little closer here. And I wanted to put a few big boys from Marvel Legends, just to see how they stack up. Now, McFarlane's are 7-inch scale. Marvel Legends are 6-inch scale, so remember that. But I'm going to do the Rhino here. Let's get him on over a little more. And he's bigger than the Rhino. And the Rhino's a big boy on his own compared to other Marvel Legends figs. So, big fig. And I like big figs. And he can easily fit in 7-inch scale. Now, move him out of the way. And let's go for another big fig. And that's the 20th Anniversary Hulk. And he's wider, but shorter. So, that's... yeah, he's if he was more 6-inch scale, he'd probably be a little bit closer to his height, honestly. So, yeah, let's see this. Yeah, he's about the same width. He's not really wider. He's actually about the same width. So, yeah, and one more. And that's the Juggernaut. And yeah, he's taller than the Juggernaut too. And pretty much as wide. Yeah. I don't know, Juggernaut look a little wider. Juggernaut, man, I can't talk today. Juggernaut actually looks like he might be a tiny bit wider than Croc here. And that's pretty interesting. But his proportions look good, though. They look right. Now there's one more big boy I want to put him up against, and it's not a Marvel Legend. It's a Diamond Select, and that's the Immortal Hulk. And yeah, as you can see, the Immortal Hulk here is taller, is bigger. So, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. There. That fits. And this is a very good Hulk. So, yeah, I had to bring this one in. Because I figured he would definitely scale better to him. Now, let's bring in a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. And as you can see, Killer Croc. That Killer Croc is way bigger than a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. Like several inches. It's just, wow, that's crazy. And awesome. That'd be a fun battle. Alright, let's scoot Spider-Man over there. And let's go with a Multiverse action figure. And he's, again, towers over him. Way bigger. It's awesome. I love it. I love the scale there. And I'm going to do a Mayfix Superman. And yeah, he's definitely towers over Superman here. I do have a Mayfix Batman, but I got him set up in a position I really like, and I really don't want to mess with it right now. So he's staying up there for now. So I just grabbed Superman here, and they're about the same height. So that works. And we're going to do one more comparison. I'm going to move Superman back here a minute. And that's going to be yours truly, Cobra Commander. G.I. Joe Classified Series. And yeah, he towers over him too. So that's pretty cool. I love big figs. I can't help it. So let's get these guys put up, and I'll come back with my final thoughts, because there is a couple things I want to say. Alright, thought I was done with the comparisons, but as I was looking around, I found a few more I wanted to compare with. So, I actually found another McFarlane figure that I forgot I even had. And that's this Devastator. And honestly, he's way too small, too short, that is. If he was taller like him, at least, it'd have been better. I kept it because it's a cool looking fig, and I can mix it in with any other lines that I want. So, yeah, I kept him for that reason. But I honestly forgot I had him, so he's not really that memorable, apparently. Because I usually remember what I have. So, yeah, there's him. And I wanted to do Mattel Build-A-Figure Doomsday. I put him next to him. Now he's about maybe a little bit taller actually than the McFarlane Devastator, just a little bit. But I actually like how he looks, because he looks more comic based and even a little bit animated looking. So I like that fig a lot. It's my only Bath that I have from DC, so I like him. I wish I had the Mattel Bath of Killer Croc, but I never got that. And then another Mattel Batman, and that's the Super Friends from the Super Friends set they did. And yeah, he's way smaller than that Killer Croc, which is cool. I mean, I won't have that Batman facing off with this Killer Croc, but still cool. And then I got this die-cast metal Batman from Mattel, and from the Injustice games. So, Yeah, I think that looks cool. Honestly, I think this is the armored suit I'd want to wear facing him if I was Batman. So, yeah, that looks pretty cool. And man, this figure's heavy. And one more Batman. And this one, it's NECA, 7-inch scale. So basically, McFarlane 7-inch scale. So that's what a 7-inch scale Batman looks towards him compared to Killer Croc here. And he looks good. I think he looks really good here. I like him. I'm actually really glad I kept this NECA Batman. I don't have a lot of NECA figs left. Mostly my Ultimate Horrors, this Batman, and a Harley Quinn. That's all I have from NECA left. I got rid of everything else, all the Turtles, movie and tune line. So I have a kind of a love-hate thing going with NECA. So yeah, looks good. I actually think these fit real well together. So, all right, now we'll get into the final thoughts. All right, final thoughts. So, I'm going to do this a little different. I'm going to give a couple things its own merit. And as for, first off, the molding on this guy, fantastic. I'm going to give it a 9.5. Only reason I say 9.5 is because you got these pins that kind of throw it off a bit. Like right here on his legs, and then right there on his arm. Whoops, right there. So that knocks it down. So yeah, I like the molding. Did fantastic. Paint apps. I'm looking at him, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to give McFarlane a perfect 10 on paint apps because damn, he looks good. He looks really good. Accessories wise, no, that's where he fails. A 1 on accessories. Should have had open hand for each side and a fisted hand for each side. So yeah, big fail. $40 fig, should have had extra hands. Just saying. You know, another thing I can't stand about McFarlane is instead of giving his figs swappable heads, he'll make like a masked head you can find everywhere. Unmasked head, same body, everything else, exclusive somewhere. Or vice versa. Unmasked head you can find everywhere, or masked head exclusive somewhere. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Stupidest. It's stupid. And that's why, that's one major reason I can't stand McFarlane figs. It's because of stupid shit like that. And the stupid repaints, you know? Like, I'm sure there'll be a gold or silver version of this out somewhere at some point. Just like, let me grab him. This guy has a bloody version right now that's out. Like, all right, whatever. It's ridiculous. But if you like it, go for it. That's fine. I'm glad you're happy with it. I'm not. All right, now another thing. These diapers he uses. I don't trust these to not dry rot eventually, start cracking, wearing out, wearing down just from use, ripping, starting to fall apart. These diapers that he uses, that's what I'm going to call them. That's shit. That is complete shit. And honestly, I'm a huge Joker fan, and I was tempted to get some of the Joker ones, even though I'm not a big 7-inch scale fan and McFarlane fig in general fan. But I passed because of these diapers. I don't trust them not to, trash themselves after a while. So, price, $30. It should be $30. Because you get shit for accessories. You get a stand, which, I was actually finally able to get him to stand on his own. So, they didn't even need to throw a damn stand in there with some of these. Like this guy here. But, and you get a card. You get what the hell am I going to do with that? I'm not collecting these. I mean, it's just a plain background. He's standing there with a plain ass background. Come on, you could have done better with that at least on this card. That's shit. Now, I do admit I do like these stands. Because when I sold my other ones off after realizing I just not a fan of them, I kept the stands because they do work. I like the stands. So, yeah, there's that at least. But, yeah, I'm someday I know that's going to fail. And I'm not happy with that. It shouldn't be more than $30. These bigger figs. That's where he's making up that money when he says he's not going to raise prices, even though he has. Because, like I said, everywhere I've seen, like Walmart, has been $21.90 something for the regular figs, and he keeps saying, "Oh, it's $19.99." I know some stores can make their own prices, but usually big box stores like that kind of stay with the same in general pricing. So, yeah, I don't think that's a coincidence. But yeah, $30 tops is what I think this is worth. Not 40. Not even for a second. Especially with no accessories, really. I don't count these as accessories. No. I'd have been happier a little bit with, like I said, fist hand for each side, open hand for each side, being able to swap out. But I guess McFarlane doesn't know how to make it where you can do that, because he's got pins in the wrists here. So, and you can go in and out, but you can't go up and down with them. So he just doesn't know how to figure out how to do that, I guess. That's why he sells the same thing with different heads, unmasking the head and mask heads for money. That's the only reason he does it. So yeah, I don't know. Price wise, I'm gonna give it a 1, and accessories is a 1, and yeah, mold is a 9 because you got these pins that kind of throw it off on them. And paint apps, like I said, I'm gonna give them credit where credit is due. That's a 10. That's a 10, easy. And mold, I meant 9.5, because that, you see them, yeah, they're kind of eh. But honestly, when you're looking at everything else, it's hard not to get past that. But I'm sure I've rambled on long enough about this. He's a great fig. I like him. Not worth $40, but yeah. Moving on. If you enjoyed this review, you had fun, join your Commander's Army by hitting like and subscribe. Go have a look at my other videos. And till next time, Cobra!